Brilliance Audio.
The Oceanography of the Moon by Glendy Vanderah, performed by Brittany Pressley and Zachary Johnson. For Scott. 1. Riley Mays. I shouldn't have kept her in this little box all these years. She wouldn't like that. She was what people would call a force of nature, always lively and laughing and loving, especially loving. I never met anyone who loved so much. She was at her best when she was loving things outdoors. Clouds and forsythia and snow. Ants carrying crumbs she fed them while we lunched in the park. Even dirt. She loved dirt. She didn't wear gloves when she gardened. That ruins the experience, she used to say. She held a palm of soil out to me. Do you smell that? Do you feel it? I was 8 or so and didn't understand what she was asking. I took some of the dirt into my hand and touched my nose to the cool, black crumble. That's time, she said. The actual smell of time, of eroding mountains and stones pushed by glaciers, and the lives of everything that ever existed on Earth. She held the soil to her nose, inhaling deeply, eyes closed in pleasure. It's the smell of eternity. There are bits of stars in this soil, Riley. Do you smell them? I closed my eyes as she did and breathed it in. Yes, I smelled stars. I felt like I was whirling in a swirl of stars in a soil-black universe. The intoxicating aroma nearly made me dizzy. That's how it was with Aunt Julia. Always magic, even in dirt. That's why I have to get her out of the box. She needs to be part of the magic again. I've been looking for the perfect spot for her ashes since I was 12. I can't believe it's been 9 years and I still haven't set her free. The perfect place has to be outdoors, but not just any pretty place. I want it to be somewhere she would exclaim, "Look, Riley, isn't this an enchanting scene?" I thought I'd found the right spot in September when I last hiked this creek trail. That day, this little rocky waterfall was covered with golden and scarlet leaves. When I first saw it, all the vivid color and silken threads of silver rushing through the mossy stones, the first word that came to mind was enchanting. It was perfect. And it wasn't far down a trail in a park that's only a 40-minute drive from the house. I could visit Julia at the waterfall anytime I wanted. But now that I've arrived at the cascade, I'm not sure it's right for her. It looks different in February. No color. Everything is black and brown, and the water is barely trickling. There isn't a cover of snow to make the scene prettier, because the weather has been unusually warm. Even the sky is colorless today. I shouldn't have waited until her birthday to do this. I should have done it right away while I felt good about it. But I could have guessed this would happen when I've backed out of dispersing the ashes several times. I sit in the cold creek stones and take the white crematory box out of my backpack. I open it and unwrap the inner plastic bag. Happy birthday, Julia. I sift my fingers through the rough ashes. At first, I was afraid to touch them. Then one day, I realized they looked like moon dust, and I had touched the surface of the moon many times. That's when I started to like handling the ashes, and needing to touch them. I suppose that's why I haven't found the perfect place to put them. I don't want to. I rub the coarse ashes into my left palm. I read the words I penciled on one side of the crematory box when I was 13. I can hardly see them, but I know them by heart. In spite of all, some shape of beauty moves away the pall from our dark spirits. One of Julia's favorite lines of poetry, from Endymion by John Keats. I study the diminished waterfall in front of me. The creek makes soft licking sounds as it passes over rocks. A downy woodpecker calls. The cascade trickles and drips.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?